Do you reckon? I reckon if you looked at these LARPing things, you'd probably see Swagger Soul's helmet in there.
You reckon people design that kind of thing?
I never actually. I wonder how big like the medieval fighting scene is.
It's pretty big.
They're doing it in an octagon.
Yeah.
It's like almost Sky Sportswear.
Yeah,
I don't know how. The injuries through that'd be nuts.
Yeah.
Would you do it? I'd
LARPing?
fight if my...
Oh,
yeah,
mate.
Would you laugh?
I would. I feel like I'd take it too far, bro. Honestly.
Would you? What would you do?
Yeah, there's like rules. There's like rules and shit you got to kind of abide by. It's not just like going in there just fucking swinging like a madman. There's rules to that shit. Like there's like, you know, I think if you get hit in the arm, you're allowed to use your other arm, but you can't use the arm that was hit. That kind of shit.
If someone hit me with a sword in a medieval fight, I'm definitely not using the arm they just hit. That's a given.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
You know, if they say you can't use that arm, I say, hey, no worries, it don't work anyways. That's completely gone. But you say those rules. I've just seen some man take a shield, knock some dude to the floor, and then bop him in the head several times until the bloke who's walked up in what looks like some kind of Walmart outfit and said, yeah, that's enough. The scenery is brilliant though. It's like next to a mountain and shit.
Yeah, they like full have like they pick a destination, bro, and they all meet up, and they all dress up. There's a documentary on it. I swear, I remember watching it at one point, man. There was a documentary on it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. LARPing is it looks hella fun, man. Looks hella fun.
I reckon it'd be fun to watch. I reckon the reality is going to be pretty shit scary.
Reality for me,
got over swords.
I do feel like the reality for me would be just to watch. Rather than anything else.
Yeah, watch it. I feel like at any age of my life, unless I'm like absolutely properly in good physical fighting form, which is probably never, I'm definitely not stepping into an octagon ring with some bloke in a full metal outfit and a sword.
That's right.
For like someone to pay £20 entry, you know?
Yeah.
That's not worth the times. I'm already crutched up anyways. I've got my crutch from when I did my knee Tuesday, so that was fun.
Yeah. Yep. Let's talk about that. Let's kick off episode 13 of the Down Under podcast. I mean, we've been gone a long time, bro.
Yeah, we've
been injured yourself
smashing these out. It's almost has it been? Wait, when did we first start? Have we done the year anniversary? I feel like it'd be a shame for us to do a year anniversary video.
Oh my god, dude! What we were talking about uploading like once a month, but it's turned out to be more along the lines of once a week. It's turned out to be more along the lines of once a month now.
Once a month is probably on the schedule though, so happy year, guys, for the years. Happy 1 year, yeah. Well done, boys. We're a bit late, should have been last month, but we had a lot of shit going on. But yeah, no, this it's been an adventurous one. This one, exciting and lots of things happening. So yeah. As we were saying, I am now on a crutch because I decided to go and renew an injury I had 18 months ago. I thought, you know what, I missed it. I missed the feeling of not being able to walk without, worries like I might just stack it. So I thought, you know, I'll just go back to free running and parkour and do it absolutely all over again. So yeah, that was fun. Couple of days of A&E, and then I'm now on crutches. So yeah, that's been good. That's been pretty damn fun. But how's it been with you? Let's talk as if we haven't spoken in the last 2 days. Because we know everything right now.
Yeah. We talk like every second of the day. Well, it's been a long time since our last episode, and I think for me, I quit my full-time job, which was something that I did. We haven't done a podcast since I've done that. Quit my full-time job, and obviously for those who have been keeping up to date with what I've been doing, is mainly just YouTube content now. Back to streaming again, which has been fun. Back on
loads.
It's been fucking good. Yeah, it's been good, man. So yeah, the YouTube's been doing really well. It's up like probably since the last video, like 200% subscriber rate. So it's done really well, man. I'm pretty ecstatic about how that's been turning out. So yeah, I've been focusing a lot on YouTube as my main thing still, and I think forever will be my main gig. But yeah, Twitch is something that I'm doing on the side now, coming back to my old days. We've talked about it on the podcast before, where I've come from Twitch rather than YouTube, where you've come from YouTube over to Twitch at times, and I'm now stepping into your shoes and focusing more on YouTube and Twitch as a second, and obviously this
and you're
podcast
doing it
is
as well. You're doing it well as well. I saw I looked up on my videos of the day, and I saw that you were like along 15,000 views a video. I was like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, for YouTube it's doing well. Yeah, it's been really pretty nuts on the YouTube stuff, man. Like, I can't obviously thank all the people that have supported me from like day one, like yourself and stuff. It's been crazy. It's been actually nuts.
You got a long way to go. You got a long way to go, but it's a good way. You've got this you got this in the bag. It's gonna be good. Like if you want it, and you do want it, like you'll smash it out. You'll absolutely cream it, and it shows. So I think it's
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. The only thing that worries me at the moment, that I would be honest and say, is I feel like. Do you feel like there's almost too many platforms? Would you say that? I almost feel like
I've recently started uploading to TikTok, fucking Facebook, and there's so many now that are coming out. I feel like OnlyFans are going to start their own like stream of fucking. They probably already do.
They might even do that. Yeah. They might,
But like we're gonna have to start uploading Rust content to OnlyFans, bro. Like it's getting to that point now where everything is just crazy. You can upload content left, right, and center. So I have like 5 social media pages now that I'm trying to upload to everything as much as I possibly can. So it's becoming crazy. It's fucking hard.
It's fucking hard, it is.
Yeah, we've come from an era where like MySpace was like a big thing, and then Facebook took over, and then Bebo before that. If you remember, fucking Bebo was a thing, and now it's
Bebo
just like,
started anxieties between friendship groups when you could label who was your bestest mate.
Top 5, and
you'd go to horrific.
You'd go to people's pages on Bebo, and they'd start playing music. Like you could set music.
Oh yeah, like little widgets and stuff.
And you'd be like, where the fuck is it? You would try and find it on your mate's page to try and turn it off because you couldn't find it. Because it was like you could place it. You could place it on your page, personally as like customization to your own page. You could place where that music video is being played from. So whenever you went to someone's page, you were always the first thing, where the fuck's that music video? Like you got to pause it.
Had the luxury
you just start blasting tunes.
You had the luxury of speakers. I didn't have the luxury of speakers. I would just be on it and I would just see it. So I never saw them. I never heard the music coming through. But no, I feel. Do you feel? Actually, I just thought about this then. Do you feel like we're in the era of missing out? We're in the year of FOMO, as in like just in general. Like we're in this. We're now going into this thing of you can't not be doing what next man's doing. And I feel like that plays in our thing where we've been doing cryptocurrencies. Won't delve into that massively, but we're into cryptocurrencies and we're like, oh shit, we need to be in this one, we need to be in this one, we need to be in this one. Now it's like NFTs, like, do we need to get into NFTs? And then we're like, do we need to be making TikToks, Instagrams? I feel there's so much going on.
It's crazy, man. It is actually fucking nuts to keep up with everything, man. I got like people that message me strictly on one thing, and then I got a group of people that strictly message me on another thing. And I have like 4 different fucking groups going on like different things that I talk about. I have like my own cryptocurrency group that we sit there and discuss, obviously, charts and whatever. Then there's you and I with our YouTube and the DownUnder stuff and our ideas and all that kind of shit. Then there's Kamomo and I, and we do like, other stuff like that.
There's so much TikTok going on.
Oh man, it's
so
just
much going on. I have like on my Instagram, I always like follow kind of like people that I really feel add like an input to my life. You know what I mean? Like I want people when I go on my Instagram, because I can personalize that. I don't tend to have many follows because like it's very nice that way. But there's like an investment page where it's like, you need to have like 4 sources of income. I'm like, I need 4 sources of income. And then I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't even produce things on 4 platforms. We can only do this bi-weekly.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's only an hour. I was like, how the fuck am I going to keep up with this shit?
Yeah. It's hard, man. I know I have a schedule now of like trying to upload, 2 videos and 2 short videos for like TikTok and shit a week.
It's mad.
It's just mad. Like, to try and keep up to date, like, I look at some of these bigger guys, like we were talking about it earlier in the week about Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast Gaming and like all their different pages on the one platform. I'm thinking, holy fuck, man! Like, there's like must be a full team behind every single one of these pages. Because
there has to be. Could you?
They're just uploading every day. Like, it's just nuts. Like,
I don't feel like. I reckon. Go on.
I reckon deep. Yeah, you're right. I reckon deep down he probably has 100 people on payroll, bro. Like, is that point where there must be photographers, to film editors, to page and social media fucking platform, like to sponsorship stuff. Like, it must be nuts.
Because he uses money so well. Because I saw a really good thing the other day where it's saying like, you know you're wealthy when you're spending your money to give yourself more time to make more money. And I feel like that's completely Mr. Beast. Like, he's probably, because he's got like, let's say 4 channels. Yeah, I don't know if he's got 4 channels. But if he's got a reaction channel, a gaming channel, his main channel, and I think there's like a philanthropist or whatever channel, there's no way he's functioning fully over them on a 25% on each. He must literally have someone say, hey, I need a gaming channel. Can you create ideas for me so I can literally, in this hour of the day, jump on, play it, and then, hey, like, if you've got the reaction stuff, go and find good reaction videos, and then I'll go and watch that, you know, for the next hour, and then I'll do my main stuff on the side. He's got to be like that. That's got to be the most mental
he'll
thing.
have, I think what they're called is like idea guys, like a team of ideas that produce ideas for his videos. He doesn't even have to, I don't think he even has to fucking do that anymore. I don't even think he has to think of ideas. I reckon he pays a group of people to think of ideas for him, and he just gives the yay or nay. Like, I genuinely believe that's what happens.
I asked my Instagram for that once. I said something like, hey, what kind of, like, give me an idea for Rust videos. And I won't lie, a lot of them were just shit. But there could be one golden one amongst them. You know, there could be an absolutely golden one. And I think, you know, that's probably the idea, like, for people to go down, is getting idea people in. That'd be sick. Yeah, I would love that. Like, hey, like, here's your idea of the day. I'm like, sick. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah. It would be good, yeah. Unfortunately, we just go back and forth with each other for ages trying to work it out. But
I reckon our biggest problem is we have our ideas, but we're too much perfectionists to kind of say, oh yeah, we can't do that. Like the video I think that's going to be uploaded before this, you know, that was an idea where I even after recording it, I was kind of like, shit, like, do you reckon this would be like really good? You know, and I hate
the one that we did
because
for
it's
you.
like,
the one that we did for...
because I think it's a sick idea, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, it's different, you know? And it's hard because you know you're going to get people in the comments who'll be like, oh, this is, you know, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like, you can't produce grade A content all the time. No. You know, a wave can't keep getting bigger. A wave's got to crash so the next wave can come through.
I don't think it's like a matter of like a bigger wave or a smaller wave. I think it's I think it's more of you're trying a different board. You know, as an aspect, right? Rather than like, you're still riding the same wave, whether the board handles the wave or not. That's how I kind of look at it, right? So different content ideas is like a different board, right? You can say different waves or whatever, but I think at the end of the day, we're just trying to ride the algorithm wave, whatever the fuck we can do, and try and ride the same wave of our subscribers, right? Because they all want the same content or whatever. But we're just trying to use a different board that we can still get the same enjoyment out of, but it's different. You know, I feel like that's kind of what you're trying to go with.
Yeah, I feel like there's no...
I think it's good.
I think we need the casual approach back to making videos. Because I think that was like probably like 2008 up to about 2015, where it was like the casual approach. Just go, it doesn't matter why I upload, I just upload, you know, and go for that. And now it's kind of like, if you're not producing Spielberg-esque kind of videos, you're gonna struggle. But I feel like, you know, everyone right now, there's a big old, it's all the numbers game. You know, everyone knows it's a numbers game with all this stuff. But I feel like that's probably where all the pressure is. Like, if you haven't got huge followers, huge, you know, views and stuff, it's a burden on people. But, you know, I think we need to find the change out of that. That's why I've left the social medias for a bit, because, you know, it's healthy. I feel like it's nice.
It's good to, like, I think... For the Rust community, I think like the guys who did like the cinematic stuff to really like push like cinematic content made it really hard for just those guys who just like to do it casually, bro. Like, you know.
I think what they've done is good, but I also realise people don't care about those videos as well when they watch them. Not a dig at them at all, but I know that some people, like myself, I don't want to watch an hour-long video or something. I like watching the funny videos and stuff and the comedy ones, you know. But I do think there's obviously a thing for both. But you know, you will find that people are up in the game. But I think just as a standard as a whole, like if you aren't uploading in a certain resolution over a certain time with certain quality content, you know, people will roast you so hard.
Yeah. Oh man,
and it's like, bro, I'm just a dude in a room with a big old dildo mic.
The YouTube comments are fucking harsh, bro. Honestly, we've spoken about this before about YouTube comments, man. Honestly, like, I don't know what type of content.
Get rid of them.
It's just, you know, it's so dumb. Like, it's just, they put so much pressure on creators to try and do the next extravagant thing for a video to be crazy. Like, I think I was watching, I was on Twitter, and I think it was like, I'm not going to put the creator's name out there. Not like it's going to matter, but I'd rather not just for this podcast sake anyway. But there was a creator out there, a Rust creator, that posted on Twitter about how his videos are, if you're a creator on YouTube, you notice when you upload in your analytics or in your statistics, it shows you your last 10 videos that have done really well and where this one kind of rates amongst those 10 videos at, the first hour of launch of that video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of creators out there that are like, oh, it's 10 of 10, meaning it's the worst one out of, the last 10 good ones, so this video ain't doing so well. And I always say to them, like, and I say this on Twitter as well, it's like, we've produced over hundreds of videos. Hundreds of fucking videos. Like, not every video is going to be the 1 of 10, which is what every creator wants, right? When you're trying to make a content, you want that fucking 1 of 10, which is, this is the #1 video at this time within the first 6 hours of launch, and it's going to fucking pop off, and you're going to make millions. Like, that's what they think is going to happen. But I always say to them, like, there's so much you could take away from being the 10 of 10. Like, for myself, for instance, when I have yourself or Komomo in a video, it does a lot better, right? That's just how it is. You guys are very well on the platform. You guys are within the Rust community, so it does well. When I upload a video of my own, it doesn't do so well. And I was saying for you today, I was like, this video I just uploaded the other day, it's actually 4 out of 10. And for me, personally, that's good because the last 3 videos ahead of that had you guys in it, promoting it, all that kind of stuff as well. And this is something on a personal level for myself that I'm achieving something that I can do on my own without anyone else pushing it. You know what I mean? And that, to me, is a plus. I've had videos do 10 out of 10 before, and I look at, hey, I was telling you the watch time on it. People are watching this longer, may not be getting as many views, but people are watching it for longer. And that, you got to take something good away from it, man. You can't keep looking at that 10 out of 10 thinking it's the worst thing ever.
But say that video is a 4 out of 10, yeah, that's what it said to you.
Yeah.
What is that video to you if you graded it?
Personally?
Yeah.
I reckon, like, on a personal level, like, without you guys involved in it, I think it would probably be, out of all my videos, like, content-wise, I'd say probably about 3 or 4 out of 10. I think it's in a good position where it is now. That's why I was happy with it. I think it did well, and I think it was received well as well at the same time. So, I take... I mean, it's not the greatest video I've ever done. We all try and produce the greatest video, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. We don't get the content that we want. I've had content that I've said to you before that's going to do really well, and it just doesn't. And it's like, oh, well, it's great content. It just hasn't hit the algorithm, or people just didn't really see it the way I've seen it. It is what it is, So
that's the way I see it, because I know that, like, I never look at analytics. Like, I know Enado does, I know you do, and other people do. I don't look at the analytics because the whole basis is that when I make that video, I will judge it purely on, how I made it. And if it doesn't get views, I think that's totally okay, because I will make some videos that generally just weren't the best, and they'll do really good. But I know that if I make a really good video and it doesn't do very well, I'm still happy because I produced a video that is actually of a good standard, because that analytic there is only telling you of your current situation with that video. Whereas really, you have to be able to, like, say to yourself, like, hey, like, I produced a very good video that was different to my style, that was very good and very well made. Not everyone might take it on board and like it, but, I put the best into it, because long term, that doesn't matter where it placed, in those analytics. Because you've probably made a video there that might hit 1 million views next year. Like, you don't know and I don't know, but there's a video sitting in mine right now that in 10 years' time is going to be getting comments of, anyone here from the algorithm? Because that's just how it happens with YouTube. Because everyone, it's hard because people know YouTube is a random algorithm, it's randomly placed. But then they try and very much treat it like a thing that you can actually decide where you are. There's no guarantee that any video we put out now could be the best video ever. Like, you could put a video out now that if Mr. Beast released would be 29 million views. But because you released it, or because someone else released it, we're all going to hit it differently, because that's just how it is. Yeah. So I think the analytics is good to just kind of take with a pinch of salt, but never invest yourself into it. If it says it's 10 out of 10, just say fuck off. Not 10 out of 10, because when I produce that, it's a 1.
Yeah.
As long as the video you're producing within your own head is amazing, it doesn't matter what it comes out as, because at the end of the day, when you make your next video, you don't know right now what your last video made. You have no idea. I can just guarantee that. Like, your last 2 videos previous to this one, you probably have no idea where they placed. And if you do, that's mental.
Yeah.
You know, but really, like it just goes in. You know, like how I used to say to my ex, like I'm planting flowers. You know, and if one flower does well, the other ones around it will do well as well. Okay, like imagine you're planting seeds, yeah. Yeah. So imagine you're planting seeds.
You said planting seeds and then mentioned your girlfriend. It just kind of went down a real different path for me.
Well,
I just thought, I was like, where are you going with this, bro? Where are you going with this? And then you're talking about growing flowers and shit. I was like, what's happening here?
Now, I always saw it as like, whenever you release a video, you chuck a seed out, yeah? And that seed might never do anything. But then you might get one seed that starts to grow. And then that seed will start pulling in, you know, then that will flower, and then that will bring in more to that area. You know, it'll produce like vitamins or whatever to the other ones, and the other seeds will grow up because it starts doing really well. I know what flowers do. Views. These flowers produce views and likes.
I just love it how you guys call it vitamins, bro. In Australia, we call it vitamins.
Oh, okay.
That's why I laughed at that. It's vitamins, yeah. I found it funny. So you guys call it vitamins. Yeah. It's a cultural thing anyway. But yeah. But I get what you're saying, dude. I understand what you're saying. Like, one video could help out another, you know, and push. Like, you could produce a video now that draws people to your channel, that then somehow they get drawn to that video. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it hits the algorithm again, it goes up. Like, it happens, you know? It definitely happens.
Wait, how did it actually come onto that medieval part? Did that just randomly come up as well?
What medieval
we were looking
part?
at that. You know when we were talking about the LARPing?
Oh, we were talking about LARPing before we started recording. Yeah, we did. We didn't talk about that. We were talking about LARPing. We should talk about that, actually.
Yeah. No, we did. We talked about that because we were saying about how you wouldn't want to get scud. I wouldn't want to get scud in the end, and I'll be standing on the outside.
Yeah, but we weren't recording that. We weren't recording that. We did. No, we were.
Oh, not fully at the start, but when we started just then, did we not? Did we not?
No. So I think we should go into it. I think we should go into LARPing because LARPing is a funny thing. Because you were talking about there was a video on YouTube where you seen this dude like sword play and stuff. And you thought it was kind of funny.
He's still unconscious.
Oh, really? You still watching?
It's paused. Yeah, he's not going to leave the unconsciousness while he's paused. No, it's literally this bloke is dressed up in full. What is it? I'll describe this. He's in a pointy metal lid, chainmail around his head, big bit of leather around his neck, looking down at this dude who's on the deck. That he literally knocked to the deck. I don't know. I think he punched him. And then he started bashing him with his shield. I don't know how you get to that stage of sport when there's so many other things you can do. You know what I mean? Like, you could play rugby, you could probably get involved in darts, snooker, football. But these dudes just kind of like, I'll just dress up in a whole load of what's probably like £1,000 worth of mesh and just started munting each other. This is just like middle class fighting.
Yeah. Medieval style, bro. And we'll talk about LARPing, where LARPing is something that I personally would rather watch than be a participant of, because I think LARPing is one thing funny, but also enjoyable to see other people enjoy themselves in that kind of space, you know, because LARPing is actually a massive thing. LARPing is actually huge. And you were saying that, like, you've seen some videos of LARPing, of people, like, out in this really nice environment fighting each other. Now, normally, I believe there are groups that do full-on LARPing. Like, I mean, like 100 fucking people get full-on, painted up, you know,
like a war.
Dressed up as elves, dressed up as elves, and they get full on, it's costumes and all, and they fight each other as a legit thing. And they also, there's rules to it, which is why I could never be a part of it, because I feel like I would fucking break the rules if some dude like smack me up. If some dude smacked me upside the head with a sword, bro, I swear to God, I will drop both swords and my gloves and go. Yeah, and go full on hockey mode on them, you know? Drop the gloves and let's go. But they don't do that back in the day. You know, when you fight elves, you don't do it with fists, you do it with swords and bows, but, you know.
Bro, they are munting this woman.
Yeah.
It's an 18-minute video and they're just absolutely crunching
male or female, mate. You go into the LARPing war, there's no hold barred. You know, that's fucking legit. You know, you get hit in the arm, you lose the arm all day. You know,
as an orc, you probably wouldn't be able to tell what's a woman or a male. So I just fit in all of them. Apparently there's orcs. There's literally orcs here.
Yeah, it's full on like fantasy style. Yeah, it's crazy. You're gonna be like trolls.
I think I saw Acra FPS on his Instagram upload a thing where he went and watched like a jousting.
Oh yeah.
Would you go and watch a jousting?
I've always there was a TV show here in Australia where there was actually like jousting like tournament, and I remember watching this horrific fucking thing where, if anyone knows what jousting is, it's where they ride the horses and they have the pole. It's in there's a
pushing.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you run at each other. There's like a railing down the middle, and one horse on one side of the railing and a horse on the other, and you run at each other, and you got to try and hit each other in the chest. I think there's like point systems involved. I'm not too sure about it, but there's point systems involved. But I remember they hit each other, try and knock them off and get more points as well. But I remember there was one where it broke and like went into this dude's leg. Oh, bro, it was horrendous. I was like, oh, like that just.
It's not one.
Yeah.
Back in medieval times as well, that's a write-off. Like an actual write-off. You get put down for that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Did they ever put people... They must have put people down back in the day.
Oh, mate.
If they were completely baggered.
Yeah, probably. Who knows, man?
You probably have to, because, when I walked in with this, they're probably like, back a few hundred years ago, you'd be a goner.
Yeah. Do you want to talk... You didn't talk much about your injury. You got injured doing parkour again. Your brother has been injured doing parkour, and now you're fucking doing parkour. Do you want to explain that?
It is ridiculous, because a man of my physical physique shouldn't fall over to a jump. It wasn't even that mental. Like, this is the thing, leading up to that, I was doing... So what was it? I go to this parkour little class thing on Tuesdays. It's great, because we get to do, like, loads of high stuff, jumping, landing, and whatever, and trying to, like, figure stuff out. The landing part just isn't going well for me. And I feel like this is a crucial part of the parkour journey. Because when it came down to it, I was doing things like falling off 20 feet onto a crash mat, and it was fine. But I had an injury back in 2019 before I came out to Australia, which was where I did a front flip over a box, landed awkwardly on my left knee, and it almost felt like it dislocated. That never recovered because, lo and behold, Tuesday just gone, I ran, jumped off a pole, went to land 2 feet next to each other, left leg gave out. Exactly the same way, pretty much. I was like, oh. So I was in some, I was in a lot of pain. It was not that fun. But I went to.
I haven't done any injuries, eh? You've been injured.
You have?
I did my hamstring.
Bastard. Yeah.
I did my hamstring. Yeah. I tore that pretty bad. I've torn a hamstring, but I've never like dislocated or broken a bone or needed stitches or anything. So touch wood. But that hamstring injury was about 6 weeks, 7 weeks of recovery.
Can't do your knee if you're sat inside.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't even know. Yeah. Hey, you leave my wow addiction out of this. I got back into World of Warcraft.
I know called an addiction.
I got back into World of Warcraft. I haven't had much time to really do and play much games, but since kind of leaving my job now and being able to go back to YouTube and stuff, once I upload a video, it's like I give myself like 1 day to just binge fucking video games, bro. Like all day. Games I wanted to play all week, like. No content. I've been doing it all day today, so this is 1 hour out of my day to sit down and talk to you. It's probably a good social thing for myself, to be fair.
Yeah, it's get out of the house.
I haven't really spoken to anyone. I've been locked in my fucking dungeon. Like, I'm the type of gamer, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, right? They just lock themselves away. Like when I game, I pre-plan what I'm gonna fucking do, like for food, drinking wise while I'm gaming. Like, it's not something you just do. I'm just gonna play games for an hour and then I'll just go fucking, do whatever. I'm like, all right, I've got a 12-hour session here, like full on gaming session here. I need fucking snacks. I need drinks. I like prepare for this shit, so I don't even have to get off my seat for like 12 hours. Like, I'm that type of gamer, bro. Like, I'm just like, all right, I like my partner and I, we talk about it all the time. It's almost like an addictive personality. Once I start something, I can just keep doing it for hours. I love games, so I just fucking sit down, Macca's, Uber Eats, whatever. Just fucking drop it here next to me. Don't even say anything. And I just keep playing.
See,
it's great.
I'm like, I don't play games as much anymore because I'm kind of like I love being sporty. I feel like that's kind of like my biggest issue with what I do. Because people are like, oh, like it must be great playing games every day. I'm like, mate, I'm like driving my car, I'm going out, I'm going to the gym, I'm going cycling, I'm going climbing, I'm doing parkour. Like, that's my big thing for it. And I think that's the reason.
We're complete opposites, bro.
Because I remember when I was over there, and nothing against you, because it's your place. I think it's sick. But obviously, I was trying to go out and do stuff, and I would come back, and you'd be like playing games. I'm like, bro, you live in Australia. It's one of the best places to go and do things. And I would try and like get you out and stuff. I saw the other day. I remember when we were doing our golfing. That was fun.
Our golfing. Yes. Yeah, that was some funny shit. That was some good shit.
I love that.
I will do that again when you come back out. We'll do another IRL stream. We'll do that again. That was a lot of fun. I was talking to my partner today, right? And she believes I have like some type of social anxiety. And I don't mean in a way that I can't talk to people, right? Because I can talk to people every day, live streams, video, you know, fucking YouTube, and my day job. I talk to people throughout the day. Like, I have no issues with talking to people. It's almost like you get to the point where you talk to too many people. And then you're like, I just do not want to fucking see anyone anymore. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
Yeah, like, exhausted, didn't you?
Yeah. And I get that a lot. You know, like, I spend most of my days talking to so many people, doing content, talking to a camera, you know, to the point where I was like, all lights and cameras off. I'm in my fucking underwear. You got my snacks, video games, leg up. Just no one talk to me for like 12 hours. Like, I get to that point, you know, and like, she'll be like, oh, you've been playing games for like 4 hours, you know, do you want to go out and do something? No, I don't. I want to fucking sit here and I want a game for 12 hours. And then tomorrow we'll go do something. Like, that's how I am. I need to like full on like de-stress for the week, man. I don't know. Maybe there's other people out there. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're out there. You're a fellow gamer like myself, because we get like that.
I'd say you got to give yourself alone time, ain't you? You know, like most of the time, like if people try and call me or stuff during the day, I tend to hang up or just don't tend to call, because like, I feel like if I'm not in the right mindset to be in that conversation right now, or if I feel like I'm in a need where I need to be doing some kind of work or progressing, I need to focus on that. You know, like I'll just be on here and I'll just be working, and I'll see that like Flaps will message me like, hey, you want to join Discord? I'm like, can't, I'm literally just working, you know? But like, even to the point where I just can't respond to him or like to anyone being like, I'm working, you know, purely because I'm in that mindset where I don't want a detachment from it. But you got to have that alone time, you know? Like, I'd say a lot of people probably are socially anxious, to be honest. I meet a lot of people who are socially anxious, you know? Purely because like,
you know, I've done shoutcasting and you know, hosting and been there and in front of thousands of people at PAX and all that kind of stuff, doing podcasts and this and live podcasting and live commentating and all that kind of stuff. I have no issue with any of that, like cameras and lights and people and photos and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, it's just like more of like an internal thing. You get to a point when you're at home, you're comfortable space. It's like, today is the day
your own time.
I'm going to wind the fuck down and I'm going to level up on WoW. Okay?
Yeah. You just want to like be on your own. And
from
that's
1 to
totally
60
fine.
in a day.
I think that's fine.
That, for anyone who knows WoW, I just went from 1 to 60 in a day. Like, that's the type of level of gaming that I'm talking about. Okay? Retail WoW, not
I have no idea.
but retail WoW.
What's that? A 1 to 126 in RuneScape?
It's max level. It's 0 for max level in a day. I've literally done that today.
If you can boss it in a day, why are you spending 7 weeks on it? You're crap.
Yeah, you're right. Well, like, that's just, you know,
you did it in one day.
My mates are like, you know, today they were talking to me. They're like, oh, you know, what level are you now? And I was like, I'm already maxed. Like, I'm getting there, you know. And they're like, fucking hell, you're nuts. It's like, once I get into the zone, it's the same thing with YouTube videos or editing. You just zone out for ages. Like, you need to focus on it and you get it done, man. That's like, I feel like that's such a good thing and good mentality to have at times, you know.
Being alone is good. Being alone is good.
Just zoning in.
As long as you can use it properly. What would you say is your greatest probably your greatest or your sweatiest gaming achievement?
Oh,
like,
shit.
For me, mine was, I'll give you some time on it because I just thought of that. Mine was, so do you remember Call of Duty World at War? That game had like 6, I think it was like 6 or 12, 10 or 12 prestige levels. And you got to 65 in each. I think it was 10 actually. And there was a level of 65 in each. You get to level 65 like the old COD ones. You click prestige, you go into the next one. I got all the way through that whole COD to level 65, 10th prestige. And the achievement that it gives you is called Go Get Some Sun. Like, and then, I think from then, I was just kind of like, I'm sick of games.
Call of Duty was one game. I used to be an achievement hunter. Back on Xbox days, I was a big achievement hunter. So, I have, I think, every achievement on Xbox for the first, like, 5 Call of Duties.
Yeah.
Like, every hardcore achievement mode, I've done it across the first 5 games. Like, that's probably my biggest, like, single game achievement would be all 5 of those Call of Duty things. FIFA was always weird. I could never do FIFA, bro. There was so many achievements in FIFA that I just never even fucking bothered.
I love FIFA.
FIFA was a lot of fun. I love that game.
FIFA was the best.
But Halo was the same thing. Halo, I did all the achievements in Halo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was your best Halo? What was your best ever Halo?
My favorite one, honestly, was probably Halo 2.
Oh,
I enjoyed Halo 2. Yeah, Halo 3 was good. But I enjoyed that, like, they backed it up. I think it was because it was, like, the first one was good, and they really backed it up on the second. And I know they really backed it up on the third, but I think like when the second one came out, everyone was hyped for it, and I think like it just took off from there. You know, I think that's where it kind of started.
I know why Halo 3 wasn't the one for you guys. Purely because I know your internet, Your internet's alright. But I'll be honest, probably where you came from at the time, at Halo 3, it probably was a bit shabby. But Halo 3, I feel, was like the start of the online like gaming revolution. Like that was when everyone just started to properly play. Because I think my best gaming time was when I went onto Xbox Live with my brother and we played like doubles on Valhalla or something, or like shotty snipers on Valhalla on Halo 3. And I was like, this is perfection. You know, like this is the best shit ever. Like we're driving around on these little mongooses, like hunting people down, and it was the greatest thing playing online. You know, you could talk to people then as well. So like my weedy voice was coming through, and you know, I was chatting shit to people. But it was such an atmosphere to play on. You know, like I feel like there's no campaign games anymore because everyone's just kind of like online is so much cooler.
Did you see, you know what's funny, talking about like online talking to each other, did you see, this is like completely out of the blue, but it reminded me when we were talking about Call of Duty, like lobbies and like talking and stuff to people. Did you see, this is like so out of the way, Tesla, out of all things, is bringing in, you can call nearby Tesla cars.
You know what, I thought this was a thing that was coming in ages ago.
No, and I thought that's gonna turn, that is gonna be like another Call of Duty lobby, but like on the road. Like, some dude fucking cuts you off in a Tesla, you're just straight up speed dialing that motherfucker, and you're just giving him beans. Like, it's no longer yelling out the window and beeping each other, it's just answer the phone. You pull up next to him, and you're on the phone, you're like, answer it. Answer the phone. And you press it, and you're just giving beans to the dashboard. You're just giving him absolute beans. That would be the best shit.
It'd be amazing if they didn't tell you which Tesla you were calling, so there's like 5 Teslas in the area. You're like, are you the white one on this? No, right, back off. Are you the white one on this?
As soon as I seen it, I thought instantly it was like, this is going to turn into a Call of Duty lobby, bro. Like, it's just going to be people giving each other beans on the road. Like, Tesla versus Tesla pulling up to each other, just yelling at their dashboards. Anyway, back to your story.
What if the Teslas started trying to defuse a situation by going in different lanes? Like, they wouldn't come closer. The mutts at the window just fucking screaming whilst it's it would disable autopilots. You have to concentrate on the road.
I just don't understand, like, what benefit that really brings to, like,
I think it's really good.
How?
I think it's really good. Only because of this. So, the basis of it's not going to be hey, you can call a local Tesla. It's not going to be that at all. But what the thing could be is, I saw this ages ago and I thought this is what they were going to do. Is, say for example, down the road, like 4 miles down the road or 4 kilometers down the road, because you don't need miles, someone's like broken down. So like the Tesla nearby could be like, hey, like someone's broken down here, you know, so it puts it into the system. Which then, if anyone's driving on that road, it could alert Teslas like 10 kilometers back, hey, crash has been reported, so-and-so miles up, you want to come off whenever. I think that's a really good idea. You know, I think it'll be purely on the basis of it'll be warnings as opposed to this dude's a massive cunt.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone in a 10-kilometer radius that this white Tesla's an absolute penis.
I just instantly thought when I seen it, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone just screaming down. People driving with headsets in. The best. Start shouting at each other again.
Yeah, anyway, back to the Halo stories, man. Like Halo 3 was a good one. I remember like consistently playing Halo 3 online when I was like, used to have the LAN. I used to like bring my Xbox to my mate's place. You'd hook up a LAN and you could play in like separate rooms so you guys didn't have the same screen. Did you guys ever do that? So you get like a trustworthy thing?
Nah, we never had like
you just never trusted your mates to screen cheat.
Well, we always screen cheated. That is what made it even more insane.
No.
You know, if anything, you'd kill
in Australia, it was like a number one thing. It was a thing that like we used to take like screen cheating to a whole nother level here, right? It was like fucking you could not play on the same screen. Like you could at home, obviously with your brother, whatever. But if you're like you and your mates were playing, it's like nah, bro, I don't trust you. Like you fucking know that I'm coming. You know where I am. So you would have to like set up 2 Xboxes. You'd be like, bro, you're not playing on my Xbox. You're bringing yours over. You're playing on a different fucking TV, and you're in another room. You can't even hear my own comms to myself. Like, you won't even hear me whispering to myself, giving myself comms because you're in another room. Like, I don't even want you in the same fucking radius as me.
I'd love to have been there because then, like, you dig through a bloke, and you just be like, fuck.
Yeah.
In a room.
There would be this like massive, like, you know, like cable running from one room to another, you know, and they'd be yelling down the hallway and be like, "Eat a bag of dicks, bro, fuck you," like, you know, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, keep it down," and you're just killing each other in Halo. It was like, I actually remember that. It was good fun. But yeah, that's what we used to do.
Screen sharing was the shit. Screen sharing was the shit because, like, if you... it added a whole nother level of stealth. Because if you didn't want to alert anyone, you'd run around looking at the floor and you'd flick up and then back down. Because you knew the little bastard was cheating. You could see his fucking one up, down. Dude develops different bloody skill sets like that.
The amount of times, bro, I reckon, like, people playing next to each other, bro, and you're looking over at your brother or whatever, and you see him, like, eyes twitching, like, "Oi, fucking stop looking."
Yeah, you're like, bro, you cut that shit.
Yeah, you cut the shit out, right? I'm telling fucking mum, you're grounded. You know, it was just like, you know, or you're that type of brother in FIFA where you like let your brother win one time and he starts boasting and then you just smash him like 50-0 and he starts crying and shit. It's like that.
Yeah, but you let him know.
You let him know. It's like, bro,
you let him know why
you're not the alpha.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You're playing a Celtic, mate.
Yeah. He's playing a 5-star team. You're playing 1. You know, and you still only beat you by 1 goal. You know, and then that's it.
That's it.
Plug it in. Man United. Plug him in. When Cristiano Ronaldo still played back in 2008.
Oh, he's back now, anyway.
He's back now.
On the FIFA thing, FIFA was massive when we were at uni, and that was the best. That was when you had like, do you remember like FIFA forfeits and stuff? Shit was great. Yeah, so we'd play in our halls, like, we're all like fucking just big FIFA fans, like football fans, we're all English basically. So like we play, and if you beat your opposition by five goals, a difference of 5 goals, they're to write you an apology note on Facebook.
Nah.
They're to go on your profile page and say, "I am sorry for wasting X person's time playing FIFA today. This person was beyond anything I'm capable of defeating, and I am sorry for wasting your time and being just a disgrace."
So much of a YouTube video that I watched, it was like if you were interviewed after a FIFA match with your mate. And bro, it was a video where like they're playing a game and he loses, and then like he walks off scene, and then he pulls it. You get like it's kind of like my green screen. You got like the background's got FIFA, and they sit down at a press conference. They go take photos. Thing. Yeah. And he sits down and starts asking questions like, "Oh yeah, you know, do you think he was offside?" And he's just like, "Nah, it's bullshit. Referee was trash." Like, I thought that's the best shit. There's a video out there. Google it.
See, that'd be brilliant.
It's actually hilarious, bro. And there's like, it's like a full-blown, it looks like a full-blown press conference, like cameras and lights flashing, and his mates are playing, and he goes, "Yeah, so we'll just go back again. We'll play another game. It's our 49th game now, so we'll probably go back and have a go." Like they've just been, you know, just after every game having an interview, whatever. It's a really funny video. So go check it out. It's just, you know, being interviewed after a FIFA match. It's just, you know, or something like that after playing FIFA. It's hilarious. It's actually fucking pretty funny. But it reminds me of that. Like, you just never, whenever you lost, there was always an excuse for something. You know what I mean? Like, there was always, you didn't lose on fair grounds. You don't lose on fair grounds in FIFA. Like, it just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It's either the referee's fucking rigged, or, you know, the team just needs to lose their best player because it just needs, you know, relegate him. You know, it's just horrible.
I found the rules. So it's up to 10 goals. Oh, it goes further. 15 goals. I'm actually doing 15. So I'll try and brief that out.
You found the rules for your game. All right, let's hear it.
So if you lose by 5 goals, in addition to having to carry out any pre-approved penalties simply by losing, being defeated by such a margin, the loser posts a Facebook or Instagram status apologising to friends and family for shaming them, describing in great detail the manner of their monumental loss and how they have brought dishonour to the beautiful game. That's only at 5. Then lose by 6 goals. You must refer to your opponent by the title of their choosing, my king or my queen. 7 goals. Create a Facebook group with a title of the winner's choosing. Why your name is terrible at FIFA. Lose by 8 goals is handwritten letter to the winner's parents, explain why their offspring is superior to you. Number 9 is phone a public service number and please explain and apologise for your embarrassing loss. Minimum of 1 minute.
Imagine the amount of calls they would have got. Imagine the amount of calls they would have got from them.
It would have been, yeah. Just call it like pizza places. He'd laugh for fuck's sake. I remember this one. My friend did this. If you lose by 10 goals, you have to give a custom greeting card. It was usually a Moonpig card. That was the one. Number 11 is knock on a neighbour's door, tell them how you let them down. 12 is playing the next match completely naked, with only the game's box as a cover for your modesty. Never remember this one.
The game's box, as in like the actual casing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It never really got over 10, to be fair. These ones are a bit funky. Number 15 was snap your copy of FIFA in half and upload a picture to your Instagram. Bro, that was like £40 thing. I ain't snapping that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Just some trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do it to 10.
Your brother shows you beans and then you decide to snap
it. Bro, the worst was like whenever, because you're obviously in the same room as the other geezer. So like next man sat there, like he's obviously lost to you and he's fuming because obviously like you've either done like a you've beaten his favourite team with like an opposition or something. But it was always their look. Like if you pumped in the fourth goal and you looked over and you're kind of like, sorry mate. Like so many like emotions came out of the games. That was the best, man. University gaming was fucking sick. I loved it.
Yeah.
One of the
just so if you want to check it out, it says if that video I was telling you guys about, it's called "If FIFA Players Gave Press Conferences," is what it is. If FIFA players gave press conferences, it's actually hilarious. Yeah. It's actually hilarious. It is solidly
There's
fun.
loads of them.
Yeah. Let me just show you guys. I don't think it's like maybe I'll play the audio a little bit, but just no, I won't play it. But yeah, go check it out.
Yeah.
Go check it out because it's funny. It's a funny little skit. I think it deserves more than it's got 250,000 views. It deserves more than that because it's actually hilarious and it's so accurate. It's so good.
What was like the earliest games you got into?
I was a big
Fable. What was your first game?
Final Fantasy.
That's a big first game.
Yeah, bro. I love like story games, man.
That is a huge first game.
Yeah.
Like literally the first game you loaded up on your PlayStation or something.
Oh, no. Like,
did you have PlayStations? Did they get over that?
Yeah. Digimon World. Yes.
See, Digimon World was before Final Fantasy, was it not?
Yeah, so I played a lot of games on PlayStation 1, you know, like Spyro and all that other shit, you know, all the basic games. But the games that I really enjoyed was like Fable. I thought Fable had like a really fucking cool, like Fable 1 just like really stood out for me with like the way that you start off as a child and then you progress into an adult and you got to choose between good or evil and like it's actually really cool. Star Wars: The Old Republic was another one that I really enjoyed, like those kind of games. Final Fantasy, you know, and Fallout. You know, all those games come out. Lord of the Rings brought out their own one as well, which was really cool. I just remember playing all those games, man. Like, I just love those style of games. FIFA. But yeah, now story games for me, man. What about yourself?
Mine was Medieval. It's a fucking banger of a game. It was literally this like, it's just like night. I'm gonna post the picture to you, but you guys can go and find it. It's spelt Medieval, and fucking hell, that was a game and a half. It used to creep the shit out of me. Because literally you're running around as this dude. He had a great big muntin sword and everything. Like, the dude was an absolute Hulk. But it was so fun because, like, those games back then were, like... They weren't, like, massive in terms of the story. But they were just so fun to play. You know, it was only ever one gaming standard. Everyone was all on a par of each other. But it was just so chill. Oh, you must have played Spyro.
Yeah, Spyro's good.
Spyro was a banger. I love Spyro.
Yeah. My partner now plays, obviously, she was never really into games, my partner, until she was with me, and then I'm just fucking heavily addicted to it. But she's like right into it now, you know? She plays a little bit. She plays the Switch and stuff. She's into the games side. But she's like, loves the old style games. I think it's just because of like a nostalgia thing, but like, I'm more into graphics, man. Graphics to me, like, as the years progress, I could never go back to playing old style games. I think the only thing I could do was Digimon World because I only ever brought out one. Oh, they brought out Digimon World 2, which wasn't too bad, but it wasn't the same as Digimon World 1. But on Digimon World 3, there was another one as well. But yeah, it wasn't the same. But like whenever like Call of Duty, I could never go back and play Call of Duty 1 because of the modern graphics. You know what I mean? Like Halo can never go back and play the old ones. Like if a game has a more modern graphic game, I play that. Like I'm all about graphics. You know, the people are like, I love like Final Fantasy 7 was like one of the best Final Fantasies. Nah, fuck, I love the graphics. Like, I'm just a big fan of graphics, man. Final Fantasy is one of the best graphics in video games, bro.
You love the images.
Love the images, bro. Like, I think, like, just the way, like, developers and being able to produce, like, for me, cinematic kind of style. Like, I know that, like, WoW brings out really cool cinematics. Like, I just love that kind of feel when you're playing a game. Like, you get into a cutscene, it's just this fucking massive cinematic, you know, that was sick. Like, Final Fantasy had, like, some of the coolest fucking cinematics.
You'd have hated the way I played, because if I went into a cinematic, I was
you skipped
the
it.
A button.
Oh, fuck. One of the biggest like cinematic things for me, bro, was like Final Fantasy X. And off the top of my head, I haven't played Final Fantasy in years. But I remember when you meet the summoning chick for the first time, and she summons the fucking the big bird that comes down. I think it was a bird. I think it comes from flaming thing that comes down from the sky, bro.
Big bird.
I was like,
Sesame Street.
No, what is it? Honestly, hang on. But it was massive. Like, honestly, bro, I was like, this game is sick. You know,
if it was like, Big Bird at Sesame Street, I'm playing it.
No, it wasn't.
He's a big bastard, that one. Big yellow bastard. Big yellow bastard. I'm going to put that into Google search. Please have Big Bird. Oh, no, it's a big bird.
Yeah.
It is.
No. Yeah, it is a bird. Yeah, it is. It is the bird. It's the first one that he gets. It's like a big flaming bird that she gets. But like, mind you, I look at it now and I'm like, oh my god, those graphics are horrendous. You know? Yeah. But when it came out, bro, I was like, this is gonna change the world. Like, this shit is lit. You know? Yeah. But I look back on it now and I'm like, fucking, it's like 3 pixels, bro. Like, what the fuck?
What was your most inspirational game trailer that you ever saw? Like, one that just kind of stands out, that you just kind of went, holy shit, I'm so excited to play that. You know, even if the game was trash.
The game was trash. No. No Man's Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the time, I was like fucking hyped. It was the first game I was like, you know when you get to like a certain age, like 15, 16, you're like, you know, I'm going to start pre-ordering games. Like, I'm going to fucking, you know what, because I'm earning big boy money now, you know what I mean? I ain't this fucking pocket money bitch. I got
just
this big boy money.
If anyone pre-orders games nowadays, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
It's online.
Yeah,
don't be a dickhead who pre-orders.
Don't be a fucking dickhead. Yeah, I've pre-ordered a New World, but that's just because it's got really good fucking reviews and it's from Amazon, right? So
yeah.
But coming back to my story, I pre-ordered No Man's Sky because I thought, you know what, the trailer looks sick. And it looks like the biggest fucking thing on the planet, and anyone knows No Man's Sky, that was a complete, utter fucking bullshit lie. So
yeah,
I was sucked in. Fucking sucked out the arse end of a fucking vacuum cleaner, and that's what
No Man's Lie. I don't see how. I have no idea how they kept their audience. Their audience was just basically a load of betas that were kind of like, oh, at least they're trying. It's like, yeah, so is fucking drug dealers, bro.
I've never like, pre-ordered a game and uninstalled a game faster in my entire life. Like I
had to get out of there for 2 hours, didn't you?
I was gone within the first. I don't even think I got off the first planet. Like I literally played it and I was like, this is shit, and I just got off. Like, I was like, this is not what I... Yeah, so that was probably, like, the trailer for that at the time. I thought, like, the hype it had was, like, next level hype. And I was like, this game's going to be sick, you know? And I think the biggest thing that, like, it came all crashing down is when they said there's, like, 1 million fucking planets, or over quadrillion planets, and they're all different, and you'll never... It's an online multiplayer game, and you'll never land on the same planet, but if you do, you'll be able to see other people and all this kind of shit. Sure enough, there's not. They're all, they're not, there's not that many planets.
Never see anyone.
And on the first day, I believe 2 streamers landed on the same planet.
Yeah, something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
And they couldn't see each other. They went to the same place and they could not see each other. Because they were saying if you landed on a planet, you could own that planet. You could name that planet after yourself. That's what gave it all the hype, right? You could own your own planet. You could name it fucking Balls Deep Planet and you land on it, you know, you landed on balls. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. But people did that, right? Yeah. But these 2 guys named this planet and they landed on it. And they couldn't find each other. And then that whole story just blew up. Like, you lied, couldn't do this, couldn't do that. And I think it was like a couple of months later where they had to actually reveal, oh, it's not actually multiplayer. It's like, what the fuck? The whole time it was a single player game, but they were promoting it as if it was a big online multiplayer game. But it wasn't. And eventually it is now. Like what you guys see today is I've actually played it since then. I've re-downloaded it and played it on a sale one time, and it's not bad. It's what it should have been on release, and it would have been decent, and it would have had hype, but it doesn't have that anymore. But the game is decent now. It runs pretty smooth. It is online multiplayer, and yeah, I think the game is good now. If you're possibly looking into sci-fi kind of games, it is decent. But yeah, that was probably one of the games for me, bro, that honestly, that I was super excited.
Happy for them that they had to steal a load of people's money to make a game work.
Yeah, they bastards.
Bunch of
thievery.
bastards.
Thievery.
Just absolute robbery that was. Literally just robbed people of their cash because they couldn't make a fucking game. Dickheads.
Yeah.
So mine would have been my thing would have been Gears of War. Do you remember Gears of War 1? That advert that came out with I was at Mad World playing in the background. What an advert that was, because back here we were just chilling, me and my younger brother were just chilling in the lounge, and it was like this dude running through like a blown apart town, and then he ends up getting into, I'm assuming it was like a cathedral or something at the time, and then he starts shooting at this giant crab thing and it just obliterates him, and I was like, that looks like the most
I'm watching this trailer that goes for about a minute, and
it is a banger of a trailer, that is.
Yeah, it goes for about a minute.
Original trailer.
Yeah, it says it's what the Xbox 360 trailer, Mad World trailer is what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, and, but IGN, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, is IGN still around?
I guess so. They're huge, aren't they?
Yeah, but I'm like, you don't see much of them these days, to be fair.
I guess probably because, let's be real, there's not many games that you kind of go and review anymore. I saw like a video or an Instagram post earlier where it was kind of like, I remember sitting in the car as a kid with like my new game and reading the booklet on the inside for ages, you know, on how to play it. I miss those kind of times. Like, I think that's really cool. I feel like that's, you know, I feel like gaming's going to have a really strong future. Yeah. If it's not already strong. You know,
one of the biggest things I think for games is I would love games to come to movies. Like, properly come to movies. I think they tried it with Dragon Ball Z. Did you ever see that? Like, Dragon Ball Z, like the anime coming to movies. But like video games, I think they tried to. I mean, Final Fantasy has some decent, actually, like movies that they've brought out. Final Fantasy has. Yeah. But there's been other games that have like tried to do that in the past that just have not worked out. You know, like, it's just. I would love to see more video games becoming into like movies, and like I think for me, World of Warcraft, they brought out their own movie. It was okay. It was not bad. It was okay. But I would love to see like more video games becoming movies, like stuff that has been around for a while.
Would you like to see like proper game movies, or would you like to see like proper good game cinematics? Because I remember like seeing League of Legends release a video, probably I'd say about 6-7 years ago now, and it is one of the greatest videos I've ever seen. You know, and it's about 5 minutes to 7 minutes long. But it was so good because of the way it was like created, was like involving every single character in the actual game at the time.
They still do that now with like a lot of their new launches and expansions. They do like full on fight scenes. Yeah, they're so sick.
Their Fiddlesticks one was really good. Like when they reworked him, I loved that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
because you know it's never going to be like that in the game. But the build up to have that character's creation like that is so good.
It just brings more life to the game. I feel like that kind of style brings more life and background story. Like when they announced the Warcraft movie, I was fucking ecstatic, bro. And I think a lot of people were. Like a lot of WoW fans were really ecstatic for that.
Warcraft.
It's called Warcraft. Yeah, it's the movie that came out. It was full on like a full movie that came out in cinemas and everything. It's not bad.
Very well.
It didn't do very well though.
It got 6.8 on IMDb, 28% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 32% Metacritic.
Yeah, because it didn't follow the storyline too well, I don't believe. For the top of my head,
it made fat profit though.
Yeah, because it was fucking big hype. But the thing is, when it comes to, like, a lot of people get upset it doesn't follow the storyline to the game, right? Step by step, it has to follow the storyline to the game. This movie does, right? I don't mind that. If it's a movie that I can kind of relate to, like if League of Legends brought out a movie with all the characters, the stories might not make sense, right? You know, the stories might not make sense, but they're coming together, and you can kind of relate. Hey, I know that character. You know, I know that ability. You know what I mean? You know, that's sick. You know, one of the biggest things, like for me, for League of Legends, like Garen is what the DownUnder's named after. You know, and when he does Demacia, which is his finishing move, I think that's fucking sick. He brings a giant sword down from the sky. Like it's just one of those things where, you know, I love that kind of stuff. Whether or not it follows his background or his lore or whatever it is in the movie, I wouldn't care. That's just how I see it anyway. But a lot of people, obviously, diehard fans, and it has to follow the storyline, and it has to do this. And I think it'll be really hard for creators and developers to even filmmakers to even try to perfect a movie around a game step by step. It has to be spot on. Do you know what I mean? I think that'd be pretty fucking hard because you got to please some hard critics.
Change. was I think movies and books changed quite a lot. I don't know which one it was, but I don't read books or watch movies to know. But I know that there was someone who said that they're talking about this movie and some key part didn't happen in it. But I almost feel like when you have a book, you can almost like create so much. You can almost create like a 5-hour story in this book that you can't possibly put into a movie. The movie's only going to really ever hit like 2.5 hours max, and that's already a huge like hench kind of bit of film.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think it would be pretty cool to start seeing games come to movies, but I also feel like you'd have to have such a following. Like Warcraft did well, even though it was rated shite, purely because it's got a huge following. Like you couldn't do that you can only do it on small scales. Like for example, let's just say, because obviously everyone knows it, Rust. That will only really be good on a small scale because it's not to a huge public. The only ones that ever really kind of did well was Pokemon, you know? Because, I mean, I guess like that came from TV to games to movies. You know, they've literally worked in each other so well. I don't know another franchise that could really do that. The only other franchises would be the biggest franchises, like League of Legends could. They could definitely do that. And I feel like that would be
their cinematics are really good. They'd have a lot of people, yeah.
They'd work on that because they're so popular around the world. And World of Warcraft. You know, other than that, I can't think of another kind of area.
But so World of Warcraft's storyline is so all over the place, man. Like, there's so many things that are left, like, not attended to. So if they were to make a movie, they would have to... I've seen a lot of people, even people who follow the lore, like, really upset with how WoW's come about. So I honestly think if they ever made a World of Warcraft full story mode, like, it wouldn't follow the lore as if it follows it in the game. Like,
I also feel like that's not a bad thing, you know? Like, you probably agree it's probably not a bad thing, you know, because it gives a different perspective. Exactly. At the end of the day, you can have, like, a different universe to the actual original thing of it, and you might prefer it, you might not prefer it, but I feel like if you're one of those fucking, you can't take it away from the original video kind of shit, like, you're only gonna ruin it for yourself and for other people.
Wouldn't you want to be surprised as well when you watch it? Like, if you already know...
I kind of feel like you would be. Yeah.
Like, if you already fucking know what's gonna happen, are you gonna be surprised? Yeah. Like... If you watch it and go, holy shit, I was not expecting that. That's not what happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, but it still leads to, at the end, it's a different take on what happens. Would be cool.
Yeah, like, what if they didn't win this fight, you know? Or what if they didn't get this thing? Like, what was the different concept to it? And if you, like, you know, would you be less or more angry if you watched it the other way around? You go, okay, I'll watch the movie first, then read the book, or I'll read the book first and watch the movie. Like, which would be the worst way, you know? It's just purely just on the basis of how you've seen it and how you want to, like, take it. And I don't think it's wrong to kind of say, hey, like, I really enjoyed it this way, you know, but this way's different. But to, like, kind of say that you can't change it is dog shit, you know? You're just kind of stopping something from progressing. Yeah. Because it's only a creation anyways.
I love that they're really starting to bring in video games into movies, like create movies that are based around video games, like playing video games in a way.
Like Wreck-It Ralph and stuff.
Yeah, like Ready Player One, I thought was a fucking great movie. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't watched any gaming movies.
Okay, so I'll give you a really Ready Player One is probably one of the best. It's not one of the best, but I think it's highly up there personally. That I think is just a really cool movie to watch. So it's based around a guy who goes into VR. And like it's probably more futuristic, like 30 years in the future, where VR is, if you earn something in VR, it's like its own world in VR, right? Everyone does it, and people live in this world, and they come out to eat and have their. It's like a job, right? VR is like a job. They go there, they can try and earn money on this VR, do something in the VR. It's like its own digital world, and they come out and they earn money off that, right? So if they win a tournament, they actually win money IRL, and they can, that kind of stuff. And it goes into, they can change their characters. There's like fucking King Kong in there. And the whole storyline is about this creator who developed this world. And you got to find these 3 hidden keys, right? So this guy is in this world and he has to get these 3 keys because then he can make millions IRL, So he tries and goes down these different paths and different things within the game. And it's just so cool seeing like old school games, like Pac-Man and shit's in there. And like, the whole world is changing, and there's like King Kong. It's actually a really, really well done movie, and that's one movie that I really, really enjoyed. That I think they could bring more style into that. Free Guys just came out, which I thought was really good. I watched that at the movies as well. If you've seen Free Guys, it's a new one with Ryan Reynolds in it. That was actually really fucking good. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is always a good actor. I love him in Deadpool and shit. He brought... Well, they've got Free Guys out there, and it actually has streamers in there. Pokimane, Jacksepticeye is in there, Laserbeam. They're actually in the movie. And it was... Yeah. And it's based around... Ryan Reynolds is actually an NPC. Right?
When will Ryan Reynolds start making gaming videos? I feel like he's on the edge of it.
Yeah, he might as well. Like, that would actually be sick. So, Free Guys is based around... Let's say we play GTA, right? Let's say you and I play GTA online, right? We play GTA online. Let's just say you go to rob a bank, right? This is what the storyline behind Free Guys is, right? You and I go rob a bank. There's a couple of NPCs. You walk in there. You put your hands up. You know, don't shoot, don't shoot. They start screaming. You know, NPCs start, and they do this weird, whatever they do, right, in the game. And you get money off them if you kill them, whatever. You picture one of those bankers comes to life in the game. Starts to go, hang on a minute. This happens every day. Right? So he relives his day every day. So people come in, he goes to work as a banker, and all of a sudden the bank gets robbed again. He does the same thing, puts his hands up, and it's the same, different people every time, and eventually he goes, why do we do this every day? Why are we doing this? Why don't we just go out and do, it's like, you can't do that. You got to be here. They're like, this, and they're all the NPCs are talking to him like, you can't do that. You can't go outside the norm, And the movie is about like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go out and change it. And then they realize, like, hang on a minute, this NPC's not doing what he's supposed to do, and they're trying to work out what it is, and they think, it's a hacker in the game, thinking, he's moving these NPCs around, but it's not. It's an NPC who's just come to life within the code of the game. And it's a really, really cool storyline behind it. And I think I would love to see more movies like that. I think it's just a lot of fun, relatable stuff for us gamers,
If you had if you were given the option to be in okay, so this is the thing, it's been said before with people, but you have the option, to get into VR, okay, and by deciding to go into VR, you are deciding that you are ending your physical life now to live a forever life in this VR, but in this VR, it is your perfect life. It is everything you've wanted, but it's not real, but you also don't know it's not real. Okay? Would you willingly off your own physical life for this virtual reality one, but it will still be like real life, but not your actual life? Would you feel like you would take
I remember
that?
it?
So you'd say,
would I remember it?
Bye to... Huh? Yeah, well, like when you die in real life, you're dead in VR, but you'll never wake out of this VR. It is a forever closure thing. Like, you're basically like, here's your VR headset. Unfortunately, you got the fucking pre-release one, so it's actually buggy as fuck. Everyone else has better graphics than their other ones. If you wait 2 more years, you selfish bastard. But you chucked in a box, sealed, shut. You go into it. That's you forever. You never see Milo again. It's probably already sold on that. But you never see Michaela.
I'm in. I'm in. If I don't see my dog, I'm in, dude. That's it. You sold me, bro. My dog. Hey, I'm in.
Don't even chuck the VR on. Shut me in the box.
Yeah, shut me in the box. Just turn me off. For those that don't know, I have a mini foxy that just loves to bark at shit. Just to let anyone know, a mini foxy just fucking just barks. It's a Chihuahua cross mini foxy, and I swear to God, a leaf falls from the fucking tree, it's on. You know what I mean? Like, as it's falling down to the ground, bro, it's just fucking going at it. It's like, oh my God, dude, please. I'm trying to record. The world's
biggest knob for any kind of mammal.
Oh God.
For its size.
There was like, what is it? There's like an animal out there, like, it's like an insect that has like penis to body ratio is like technically massive. Like, it's like,
I think it was a swan or something.
It goes that, then my dog.
Yeah. G's dog is a massive schlong. And you say that as in like, oh, that's weird for looking, bro. It's just fucking dragging.
When all of a sudden, it's just like, what the fuck? How?
So are we sticking you in a VR box?
Yeah.
Would you be going for that level of perfection? Because what would you do in there? Say like you could actually decide. So you're in that box, and you go, oh, like fuck, like okay.
What
so
would I be?
There's 3 things that you will happily have that you can have in there. Okay, so you can say, right, okay, in this box, I will have wealth. In the predetermined things are you're not going to get disabled or you're not going to get severely injured in there, okay? So you're not walking to VR, you get by a truck.
Practically immortal, yeah?
Yeah, you're
I'm wealthy and I'm immortal. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you wouldn't know these things, but that's just the reality. So you will still have fear and stuff. Like, you going outside, like, fuck, the sun will burn me, but you'll never burn.
Yeah.
You know, so what are 3 things you would take? So would you have like fame? Would you have like money? Would you have like?
I've always said food? Like, it doesn't matter how much money you have in life, man. You'll get bored or be upset, right? I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I feel that.
I watch Trainwreck and he has so much money in the world, but he looks like the most unhappiest guy at times. You know, Trainwreck is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
I love Trainwreck. I love what he does, and but I swear that dude looks like angry all the time. But, you know, money's good. You know, everyone says, oh, you know, money's good. I mean, living a life without being stress-free from money or having to work and be able to just focus on your life 24/7 would be a luxury, right? A bunch of people say, you know, money and, you know, but the thing is not having to worry about money is also probably 40% of probably depression across the fucking world right now. Like it's...
So would you make yourself like not massively rich, but you would say you would have a comfortable income? Yeah. So say you might say, you know, you will still have like almost money worries. So you wouldn't be like, hey, I'm going to get first class tickets everywhere. I'm not going to do this. Like, would you want that slight divide between ultimate wealth of I don't give a fuck, I can do anything? Yeah. Or would you want that, well, I'm doing very successful, but I'm still living a norm, you know?
Yeah. Let's say that you could do 3 being like max, 2 being like middle, and 1 being like poor, right? So let's say, and I can only choose 1 for each of these 3 categories, right? So that you could go 3 being, okay, for my first one, it's a 3. I want to be totally rich. That's it. Means I can't then go to the extreme for the next 2 things, right? Like being immortal or whatever, right? We'll try this out because I feel like that's how we're going to work this out, right?
So
being rich. No, yeah, money's straight up free, you know. Fucking rolling around highballing.
That's it.
Nah. Which is funny, you talk about that. It brings me a flashback to your video, by the way, which is going to be hilarious when it comes out, what Rich looks like on Rust. Anyway. yeah. It just gives me flashbacks to that.
In the kilt.
For those who haven't watched, go check it out. Oblivion has released. We can talk about it because this will be out after.
Yeah, it would have been. It's going out tomorrow, pretty much, anyway.
So Oblivion and I did a box opening in Rust, where we did reaction videos of unboxing skins in Rust. And what we did at the end of the video, we put all the most expensive shit to form a full set, so we could look absolutely fucking ballin' in the most richest gear that we possibly could get out of the whole entire box opening, so we can flex our kids at Outpost. Okay, just so you guys know, we just sit there at the recycler. You know, fucking in all its glory, just fucking giving these, you know, nakeds beans, you know, let them know who's boss. But yeah, no, I would say, honestly, if I was to go for wealth, it'd be 2. I'd say 2, so you're comfortable.
I think 2's healthy.
Yeah. Living, no, I'd just go 1. But like...
Living?
Like being immortal or dying a couple of times or whatever. Honestly, 1 life, that's it.
Oh no, like like this is just the straight rule is you're always immortal. Like you're basically dead until you're alive until you die in real life.
All right.
So when your body eventually gets.
So I would say two being for wealth. So I've only got 3 and 1 left, right? So minimal extreme. So I would say, what would other features that you'd want in a reality like that? So you'd want friends.
You could have like, I'd say friends. Yeah, friends or like contacts. We'll say contacts, like relationships. Okay. So this could be a general as to like across your whole friend group, including your girlfriend, you know, there. So you could, you know, as much as you talk to your friends, you're not gonna treat them as much as you would your girlfriend. Obviously, you're not gonna go to a shag them, you know. So like, you know, would you want that to be a high free? Like your contacts would be really good, you know. Yeah. There could be downsides to that. Could be overwhelming.
Could be
overwhelming. If someone wants to knock on my window whilst I'm having a shower because I've put them in at free, I'm gonna turn that down.
Yeah. Too late now, bitch. He's just sitting there permanently now for the rest of your life.
By blinds. Should have taken the free on the video for more blinds.
I've always think like having too many friends is a burden. Like having heaps of friends is a burden. I think getting older myself, like when you're in school, I think it's a prime example, right? When you're in school, you have like, okay, some people are varying, but you know a lot of people when you're in school, right? I'm not saying they're all your friends. Like people get bullied. I got bullied a lot in school, but like as to now, I had a fuckload of friends in high school and school, right? You knew a lot of people. You'd go there every day. There were fucking people everywhere, you know, fist bumping each other, slap each other's asses, that kind of thing. You know, it happens. You know, but
wild down there.
Yeah. And now it's like I have like a handful of people that I talk to like on a regular basis, and like they're like my true friends. You know what I mean? And that's like, and I don't care. Like I don't even talk to, like, I talk to 2 people out of high school probably, like on the regular now. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm 27. It's been 10 years since I've been out of school, but you know, so for me, I think having a small niche of people surrounded, like-minded people, would really motivate me to do things like I wanted to do, like go out and, you know, say 5 people. If I was to say one being 5 to 10 friends, I would say honestly 1. Just to do that with a small group of people and enjoy my life with a small group of people, I think that'd be pretty cool.
1's pretty cool. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I think what is it? They say the 5 closest people is an interpretation as to who you are. Yeah. So you are a resemblance of your 5 closest people. So if you were to think of your 5 closest people, you will see parts of them in you. You know, will the other person see parts of you in them. Yeah.
So I would say that'd be 1. And 3 being video games. Yeah, I'd just fucking smash that shit 24 hours a day.
Video games can't be a category, surely. Just cracking video games in my fake virtual reality.
It's just immerse myself in the immersion. It's like the inception of video game world. You know what I mean?
I'll think of a last thing for you. So 3 would be
extreme. Like it'd be
3 would be your extreme. So you can pick a category for this. Like, what would you want to be your ultimate thing? So would it be like skills, like physical skills? You know, I don't think putting fame in there would be quite nice. I feel like fame and friends would be in the same category. You know, put them in
fame and money. Because then again, fame comes with a lot of friends, a lot of backstabbing. So you kind of go against, you know, being famous and only having 5 friends is a bit weird. You know.
I feel like that'd be so helpful though. So helpful.
Yeah.
As much as like I have really good friends in the Rust community, I really don't follow a lot of people purely because I don't like to feel like I need to be branched that wide. You know what I mean? Like I always say, a maximum of 100 follows. You know? Yeah. Like I only follow 100 people. I even try and get it as low as possible, just so I'm not constantly, you know, fighting with myself to keep up with people. You know.
So being 3, if I'm in a world where money's not too bad, I would say 3 being like a.
Would you put it down?
If I'm already in a game, technically, I would say probably adventuring.
Okay, so like your experience in this VR would be your adventuring would be that's really cool. I like that. So like in this VR, you'd go like, oh look, like, you know, oh, it's really sick right now. Like it's really hot. I can go outside and I can go surf and stuff.
Being able to travel and see different things. You know, you can say 1 being you can't do much. You can only go down to the shops, but you're so super fucking wealthy. You can throw parties at your house. You know, there's different styles of that. But I would honestly say, for me, 1 being friends, 2 being money, and 3 being able to just go and enjoy that with my friends. I think that would be cool. I think that's how I want to live my life now. Small niche friends, live day by day, and try not to sit in front of a computer for 12 hours a day, but I do. But
yeah, that'd be really sick. No, that's the game plan as well. You know,
but that's I think that would be the game plan. I think that'll be the game plan for me. Eventually,
that is sick.
I need to go on more holidays. You know, I see Kimomo, good friend of mine. Shout out to Kimomo, by the way. He's on holidays right now. And I'm like, fuck, I haven't been on a holiday in a long time. And I've been wanting to go on a holiday. We've been talking about going on holidays and stuff.
You say that as if like that's not a major thing for the whole world.
Yeah.
No one's been on a holiday in a long time.
COVID what? Nah.
Yeah, well,
it's true. I mean, I think everyone wants to fucking go out right now anyway.
Yeah, we would just want to fuck off at this point, don't we?
Oh, well, that was time. Jesus.
Yeah, that's been really good.
Yeah.
That's been decent. Yeah.
So, well, guys, make sure you keep up to date. We will definitely try to do this. I'm back now, not working full-time, so we should find some time to do this more now. You'll see more content from Oblivion and myself. While this video's out, go check it out. Oblivion just launched a new video for Rust. Go check that out. See what skins we get. Pretty funny.
Also, as much as like we're doing this now, you'll notice there's a room change. So I'm currently undergoing move into my next house. So... I have no idea when that is. We're currently waiting for everything to go through, and then we're back on that. So, house move, crutches, you know. So, lots of things are happening. So, generally, like, if you're looking to me for schedules, you can probably just go and wipe that off, because that's not going to happen for a little bit, because I need to try and make sure I get everything sorted. But, yeah. If anyone remembers, this is my chair back from, like, 2016 as well.
There you go.
What a chair. What a chair.
We are looking to bring people onto the show as well. We are looking to bring...
Yeah, I think we should do that. I think
the next episode we'll have someone on the show. I think that'll be cool. I think we'll get someone on the show and talk some more for the viewers. Now that we're back, trying to come back properly now, so definitely check us out, guys.
For the 13th time.
For the 13th time. We're coming back, man. We're coming back. All right, we promise you guys.
We'll see you guys in 2 months' time.
Yeah. So make sure to follow all the socials down below, guys. As you guys can see in the corners here, at Oblivion and at TheBigGeee on socials. Go check us out. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, fucking OnlyFans, every social media page out there, you'll probably find us. But yeah, that's it. Episode 13 comes to a wrap.
Bye, guys. Enjoy. See you later. Have a good one. Bye. Bye.